Hello everyone, how is everyone doing? So in this video I'm going to show you how to save hours in your business. So picture this, you're running a business, you're getting leads for whatever service you're doing or whatever product you're selling, and you've got X amount of leads in your inbox. And what happens next? You leave this leads for a few days because you're busy maybe actually executing the service or selling a product. So those leads go cold and you miss some money that you could have made there. So with this AI agent, we're going to automate that process. I'm going to show you an example where a new lead comes into in this case Google Sheets. So new leads enters the business through marketing, whatever means. Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, it doesn't matter. So when the new lead comes in, this workflow automatically triggers and generates email and sends it to that person, and thereby saving you a lot of time and getting to that lead straight away and not letting it get cold. So I will show you an example. By the way, I'm using a standing desk just to keep fit, burn this extra calories. Every little helps. So as you can see, we're gonna delete all of that after I show you an example and then start from scratch. It's not gonna take too long. It's gonna be a 10-minute job. So I've got a very, very rudimentary Google Sheets here, using only one email address clearly. So let's trigger this. So I'm going to add a new lead to this table, be database. So let's call this lead Ian Goodman, and I'll use my email address. So what's going to happen is that it's going to trigger this workflow. AI agent generates that email and then sends that email over here, which is the email address in the table. So it's set to trigger every minute or pick up any emails, any new leads added to the spreadsheet every minute, and then automatically fires that email, generating that follow-up email. I've given it some instructions, the AI agent, so it knows how to generate. There we go. Just on time follow-up on our service for you, Ian. Now, this email isn't fantastic. I've given it very, very basic instructions. So I hope you're doing well. I want to reach out and introduce you to service or offer dedicated to providing solutions dedicated specifically to your needs. Blah, blah, blah. You have the best support. If you have questions or would like to know more, please don't hesitate to contact me. Looking forward to connecting with you. Thank you for your best time. Best regards, Carlo. So this right here is going to save the solopreneur countless hours and also money that could potentially be lost because of inactivity, letting the lead go cold. This is going to capture those dollars or pound notes and put it into the bank. So how did we do this? All right, let's get rid of this and then start from scratch. So first and foremost, you want to set up your n8n account. I created a previous video on this, or there's countless videos on how to set up your account, and I've paid for the cloud version, so all my details, all my workflows are hosted on the n8n cloud server. Makes life a lot easier. So create new workflow. First step, so now firstly we want to set up the trigger. That is the Google Sheets, the database that contains all the leads. So the trigger is going to be a new lead that comes into the spreadsheet with the lead name, the service, and also obviously an email address. So every time a new lead comes into the spreadsheet, this workflow triggers and then activates the run and generates that email. So we want Google Sheets, and we want it to trigger on row added or updated. So this is when you add your credentials. So you do need, in this case, a Google account. You do need Google Sheets set up. So you just need to click on Google Sheets and then set it up. So you want to then, the best way to do it is to sign into that Google account on this browser, and then you can just click on sign in with Google, and then it'll give you a few options. And then what you want to do, what you want to do is select one of those, the account that you want to use, where your Sheets is located, and then make that connection. So I'm going to discard this because I've already connected my Google account. Trigger mode every minute. Okay, so from list. Okay, so from list, lead table test, and the sheets. Yeah, sheet one. Obviously, if I have multiple sheets, you want to select the correct sheets. And the rest is good to go. And just we can fetch test events to see what it's going to pull up. So it should pull up everything within that sheet. And you can change the setting on how you want to view it, schema. In this case, table is the perfect way to view this test event. So it's pulled everything up, go back. Now we want to add the AI agent. And so the source, essentially how it's going to read the trigger, you want to define it below. And this is where you pull that information from the output generated in the previous node. So I'm going to use lead name in here. If it was like a WhatsApp AI agent, which I showed in the previous video, then you would use the text body or the text body as the prompt or user message. And we want to give it, so here we're going to say you are helpful salesperson, you're great at follow up for the leads, write a concise and brief message to any new leads that appear in the Google Sheets spreadsheet. So this part, obviously, as you can see, you're giving the AI agent a role, and you want to give it specific instructions in how it executes its job. So write an email, follow-up email, build rapport, and make sure to thank the lead at the end and use my name. Make sure to thank the lead and use my name to sign. Okay, so it's just in case it sends to me emails, send one email time. That should be enough to do the job. So let's try and execute step. Okay, so we haven't finished setting up the whole apparatus, so now we want to actually give it brain, so that's OpenAI. So this is quite easy to find online. You want to go to OpenAI. I showed an example of how to do this in the previous video. Go to OpenAI and create an account. It's nearly free. It's not completely free. You do need to add some credit, but it takes forever to finish that credit. So that's why I say it's nearly free. And then set up, use the API key to connect that OpenAI to your AI agent. I'm not going to go over that. I said this in the previous video, so you can look that up there. So we'll go back and then add a simple memory. Fine, but I'm just going to give it just a test key. So we don't, and this is again similar to what I've mentioned in the previous video. So this is where it stores the memory or the kind of conversation that it's had, maybe the previous rows, so that it doesn't kind of go over on itself. If it's maybe sent an email to a particular lead, then it's not going to send the same email to that person again. And then lastly, want to Gmail node. So this is obviously the last bit of the automation piece where it actually generates an email and then sends it to the particular email address, which will be my email address. So we're going to get the AI agent to fill this in. So the subject, also the message, and additionally, we're going to put the sender's name as well, so that it can tailor that to the particular lead. So now we test the workflow. Hopefully that should generate an email. There we go. So it's sent emails to every lead within the table, as you can see. So that's worked beautifully. So there you have it, as I demonstrated at the beginning. And once you've completed the workflow, what you want to do is activate it. And once you activate it, then it's really set to automation. So if we add a new lead, so say Ryan Johnson, that should, in theory, within the next 60 seconds, pick up that a new lead has entered the spreadsheet and that it requires a follow-up email. So hopefully there we go. Thank you for your interest, Ryan. And there you have it. So that is how to create a lead automation or lead follow-up automator, something that can save a lot of money and make sure that all those leads are captured and any money that's left on the table isn't lost. So hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, make sure to subscribe, drop me a like, all that good stuff. Thank you. Peace.